You ever notice how most men spend their entire lives talking about being strong? They post quotes, they watch videos, they nod and whisper, yeah, I get it, life's tough. But ask them to actually step into pain, to endure suffering without whining, without excuses, without looking for someone to rescue them. Watch how quickly they fold. That's why Jason Statham isn't just a man, he's a weapon. And the secret? Real men, the kind who leave legacies, are forged in wounds, not words. Think about it. While everyone else was talking, Jason was bleeding. While everyone else was crying about unfairness, he was building a body, a mind, a soul that could survive anything. That's the moment that separates the boys from the men. You're still scrolling, still waiting, still hoping someone will validate you, someone will save you, someone will make it easy. Jason didn't wait for anyone. He got to work, period. You ever fail so badly that the world laughs at you? So badly that every dream you've had is stomped out like it never existed? That's Jason's world before Hollywood, before the fame, before the muscles, before the cars. He was rejected, humiliated, and told no so many times he could have given up in a heartbeat. And most would. Most do. They curl up, they whine, they post their pain online, hoping for sympathy. Jason, he said no. He refused to quit. He refused to let humiliation define him, and that refusal, that cursed decision, is what made him a legend. Here's the brutal truth about life. Nobody owes you anything. Talent doesn't mean a damn thing if you can't handle the fire. Luck doesn't save you when you've been crushed, mocked, and ignored for years. Strength doesn't come from comfort. It comes from surviving when every part of you wants to quit. Jason understood this. You probably still think it's unfair when someone interrupts your nap. He didn't become strong by wishing he was. He became strong by staring at the ground when the world spat on him and saying, I'll make them eat their words. He sold fake jewelry on the streets because no one gave him a chance. Every day, every customer, every laugh at his expense became another brick in his foundation. While you complain about Monday, Jason was building himself from the ruins of rejection. And here's the kicker. It wasn't just the physical struggle. It was mental, emotional, spiritual. Every insult, every failure, every person who said you'll never make it, carved him sharper, honed his instincts, forged his discipline. That's how he transformed pain into power. That's how he turned scars into weapons. And here's the part you hate. It's available to you too, but you won't take it. You can't. You're soft. You wake up thinking you need motivation? Jason didn't have that luxury. He didn't have pep talks or YouTube videos to hype him up. He had pain. He had hunger. He had nothing else, and he used it. Every rejection, every loss, every sleepless night was fuel. You scroll, complain, and then sleep some more. You got zero excuse. Jason Statham's story isn't about luck. It's about endurance. It's about refusing to break when everything inside you begs you to do so. It's about staring at life's fists coming at you and leaning into the punch instead of stepping back. Most people, the ones who talk the most, they step back. Jason, he leans in. Every failure, every wound, every scar makes him stronger. That's why he dominates. That's why he commands presence, fear, respect, because he's been tested in ways you can't even imagine. And let's not romanticize it. Pain isn't pretty. Failure isn't cute. Rejection doesn't make a good story. It's brutal. It's humiliating. It's lonely. You wouldn't survive a day in Jason's shoes. You'd quit before breakfast. You'd cry, curse the world, maybe call it unfair. He didn't. He got up every day, alone. Every no became a step forward. Every closed door became a window he smashed open. Every insult became motivation. The cursed decision he made, the one you'll never make, is simple. He refused to quit. And that refusal demanded everything: comfort, pride, peace, safety. But it gave him power. Unstoppable, unshakable, undeniable power. That's the difference between him and you. You've got comfort. He had pain. You've got excuses. He had scars. And those scars, he turned them into weapons. Real strength doesn't come from talking about it. You've seen plenty of men, haven't you? Posting quotes, flexing on Instagram, telling everyone how hard they work while their bank account proves otherwise. Jason, he doesn't talk. He doesn't flex. He survives. He acts. He dominates. That's the truth. Wounds, not words. Pain, not comfort. Action, not excuses. You're soft. You hide from discomfort. You cry when the challenge is small. Jason thrived in discomfort. He made it his ally. He stared failure in the face and laughed because he knew that's the only way you survive. Weak men make excuses. Strong men make legends. Jason is a legend. You're still scrolling. And this isn't just a story about movies or fame. It's about mindset. About a man who looked at every scar, every failure, every punch life delivered, and said, I will use this. I will become more than what you think I am. That's the power you'll never grasp because you've never bled for it. You've never hungered for it. You've never suffered alone, rejected, laughed at, and still walked forward. Jason has. So when you see him on screen, understand this. That calm, deadly presence, that strength, that confidence, it didn't come from birth, luck, or talent. It came from surviving, from enduring, from transforming wounds into weapons, from refusing to be a victim, from being tested, broken, and standing anyway. And maybe that's why it hurts when you watch him, because deep down you know you'd fail where he thrived. Deep down you know he did what you're too soft to do. And deep down you hate that he made it, while you sit safe, soft, and untested. Pain makes men, scarred men, tested men, men who don't just survive, they dominate. And Jason Statham is proof. The question is, when the world punches you in the face, will you cry? Or will you forge yourself into something they can't ignore? The answer's obvious. You're soft. You won't. Jason did. He survived. He built. He conquered. And that's why real men are forged in wounds, not words.